Alright guys, efficiency crash course for the Menace crew. I've had a few people reach out to me and ask me to take a look at their cities. I'm happy to do that, but my only request is that you guys get your cities up to 100% before I help you fine tune it from there. I can probably help you get up to 120%, but if you're starting off with 30, 40%, I want you to do some legwork first and I'll help you fine tune it. Here's a quick and dirty layout process that will get any city in any era up to a minimum of 100% efficiency, and from there you can fine tune it. But if you're starting with 30% and you have outdated road connected hardware that you don't even know that you have, probably start there, and then we'll fine tune it from that. So step number one, if your efficiency is below 100%, like substantially below 100%, step number one is to hit build, edit, and strip all. If your efficiency is that far below 100%, you are not going to be able to fix it by making minor adjustments. You just need to start from scratch, and here's the way to do it. Get your town hall somewhat centered on a map. If you have an irregular shaped map, like if your expansions are all down here, you would kind of recenter your town hall so that one of these columns dips into that big open space, depending on where your expansions are at. From here, go through your inventory and just without even really calculating, if it's tall and skinny and it has a road connection, if it has a road connection, there will be a little road icon next to it, okay? So anything tall and skinny will go in a row. Anything short and fat is going to go in a column. This looks like a row thing, yeah, because it's vertically oriented. I got some 2x2s. I'm going to put those on the map. I don't know where they're going to go yet. It's my own city, obviously, so I know where stuff is going to go. Tall and skinny. Short and fat. Pretty small, though, so I don't know where that's going to go just yet. 4x4, doesn't really matter where it goes. Gesture stages, make a mental note of that. If you have big quantities of stuff like that, just make a mental note of it, especially if it's small hardware. Just make a mental note. Tall and skinny. Anything with a face of 4 or less can just be connected directly onto the road system. 5x6, we're going to pull that one out, and this is going to be a road end somewhere. Face of 4, this can go in a column. 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 4, that goes in a row. Got a 2x2, we're going to pull that out. We'll find space for those later. There's another 4x4. Couple more 4x4s. You guys get the idea so far. Here's a 5x6. This is going to be a big one. So we're going to pull that out. That's going to be a road terminal somewhere. There's another 4x5 that's going to go in a column somewhere. A couple more 4 talls. Okay. So looking at the shape of the city, I don't really have a whole lot of column-oriented stuff. Looks like most of the buildings that I need to get organized are going to be in a row. So I would probably consolidate this column in the back in favor of some more row space. Okay. And then from there, make sure you grab your great buildings, obviously. From here, we're just going to set up some pairs. So I can pair Blue Galaxy with another big building at the end of something. Let's pair Seed Vault down here, paired with Arc. Seems logical. It kind of snaps right in there. Weird how that works. There you go. That fits there. Shift these guys up. That fits down there. I guess that answers my question of where this guy goes. Right? Stupidly quick and dirty. But that's about all it takes to honestly set up a city from scratch. There's another road connected building. We'll stuff that in there. There's another road terminal. What do we have to pair that with? This guy goes here. Put that right there. Worship right there. That goes there. I gotta make room for that somewhere. There you go. Super quick and dirty, man. Like just absolutely mindlessly simple to set it up like that. Looks like absolute shit. But the goal is to improve efficiency. And then from here, if you want to tidy it up a little bit, it's pretty easy to do, right? It actually looks better if we do it like that. There you go. Bar road, get those two connected right there. Bam, bam. And then from there, go through your inventory, find all the road list stuff. At this point, your road list stuff can be packed around the city, wherever it fits. It doesn't really matter. The goal is to get your roads efficient. I actually still have 18 more roads to play with. And mostly done. I have some more jester stages and Yukis, but like 99% done with roads at this point. My efficiency is 131% though. So, I mean, the system that I have right now, I'm probably not going to be able to shave more roads out of it in a 5-minute video than what I've already accomplished in my city. But if you're starting with a city with 30% efficiency or whatever, use this pattern and you will probably end up with 50 roads that you can just put in a corner, finish your edit mode, save it, and then back out of edit mode, delete those roads, and plant some of the Neo stuff that's collecting dust in your inventory. The goal is to go through inventory as quick as possible. You don't really got to study everything. Just go through inventory. Everything is roadless so far that I'm scrolling through. Go through inventory and pick out everything that requires a road. There's 4 more jesters. Plant those on the field just to get them out of the inventory. Everything else is roadless. 18 more jesters. I'm not going to drag them out for the video, but you get the idea. Get them on the field just so you know what you're working with. 4 more Yukis and 2 more 1x1s. That's it. Everything else is roadless. Great buildings are all planted. So at this point, all of my road connected buildings are on the map. If it's tall and skinny, put it in a row. If it's short and shallow and wide, put it in a column. Start from there. If it has a face of 4 or less, it can immediately just be put into its appropriate row or column. If it has a face of 5 or more, group it towards the end of a row, and we'll make a mental note of ourselves that those things are going to be grouped at the end of a road system, right? This should take care of about 90% of your road required buildings for any city, any era. If you, depending on the hardware that you have, if you have a bunch of really big buildings like an eco city, which is my Conrir setup, I don't know, I've stored a bunch of them. I think I still have 20 ecos or so over there. So I have a lot of large buildings. We can see here that we can get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 large buildings with this pattern, right? But I have 20 large buildings, so there's a couple ways to organize additional large buildings beyond the road terminals that you'll get from this system. There's a couple different ways to do that I'll sketch out for you guys. But this right here, if your city efficiency is below 100%, by significantly below 100%, this system right here, even if you got to do something weird to fit the last few road connected buildings into the system, this initial pattern will get you pretty close to 100%. There's 2 really simple solutions to cities with a disproportionate amount of large building hardware. So like Mamajidori is large in terms of space, right? It's 24 squares. So it's actually bigger than this 4x5 Celtic Tavern in terms of space. But in terms of road consumption, Mamajidori is extremely small. It's connected on a 3-face, you know? If you're connecting it on an 8, on the full 8-face of the building, that would probably be part of the reason why your efficiency is below 50%. So in terms of large buildings, what we're looking for is large faces of road connected, right? So faces of 5 or larger. If you have a lot of 5x5, 5x6, 6x6 road connected buildings, there's a couple really simple solutions to get those packed around road groups efficiently. Number 1 is going to be a nub pattern, and the idea here, I'll give you guys the sketch of it as well as the conditions that you would need to meet in order to make this work. We're going to pack some 2x3 as well as 2 by 2 in alternating dimensions into a road system like that. There's a piece of road coming through, and now we can connect something 6 tall and pair it with something 5 tall. The main criteria here is that you have 2 by 2, 2 by 3, 1 by 1 buildings, road connected buildings that you actually want, that are actually productive for your city. So if you're in Space Hub and your 1 by 1s are trees of vitality for reno kits, and your whole city is already updated to Space Hub, those are probably not 1 by 1 buildings that you need. So this system would not be applicable to you, because in that case, I would just say delete the 1 by 1s and put the large building directly onto the road at that point, right? You're in progressive era where you do need the reno kits or the self-aid kits or whatever from Nutcracker, Trees of Vitality, Trees of Silence, anything like that. Those 2 by 2, 1 by 1s, those are legitimate small buildings, road connected buildings that are worth having in your city if you need those kits. So the nub pattern is actually extremely efficient. You can get upwards of 140, 150% efficiency with that pattern. But if you're planning 2 by 2 stuff, road connected stuff that you don't actually want in your city just for the sake of making your efficiency look like it's 150%, then you're chewing up a bunch of space that would be better used just to delete those 2 by 2s, delete the roads that they're paired with, and then free up some roadless space for Neo Shrine of Knowledge. You know what I mean? So that system works well as long as you have a big chunk of 2 by 2, 2 by 3 stuff that is actually worth planning on a road. So the second solution to that is going to be a serpentine system. It looks like an S pattern, and we're still going to use the other faces of our town hall to make some efficient connections on large buildings. But if you still have large buildings left over after that, you can use a serpentine pattern. And there's an inherent weakness in here where it does create some inside corners. But the trade-off is that you actually create additional outside corners in the process, and more locations for some of those large buildings, like an eco city or something like that, right? So bottom line, the combination of these three ideas, just the windmill road pattern coming out of the town hall to begin with. We've got row column coming off of each corner of the town hall, go off of the corner. I'm not going to really get into that a whole lot, but go off the corner, not the center of the town hall. You'll capitalize on some road terminals that way. And then from there, if you need to squeeze in some more road connected buildings, you can use a serpentine pattern, or you can use a nub pattern off of the top or bottom of the system. You can use like a nub pattern and pack in some small hardware, as long as that small hardware is actually something that you want planted in your city. If it isn't, delete the small hardware as well as the roads, and just stuff that big hardware right up against the road. You'll lose a little bit of efficiency, but it's fake efficiency. It's fake efficiency in the sense that you're gaining a percentage of efficiency on your road consumption, but you're using extra roads as well as hardware that you don't actually want planted in order to accomplish that. So in that case, just delete the 2 by 2 crap and put those buildings up against the road. Save yourself some roads as well as the free space for roadless stuff. So that's a wrap. I'm going to back out. I'll show you the system that I have here in Arval, just so you guys can kind of visualize it. So it's kind of a hybrid of the serpentine as well as the nub pattern, but using all 4 faces of the town hall. There's kind of a nub idea going down here where I have 2 buildings paired with a little extension from the road. There's some small buildings packed around it. Those are actually Neo Sentinel towers, so roadless. But I don't have any quality 1 by 1 worth planning. I have road connected 1 by 1. It's just not worth planning. So even though I have some roadless connected on the face of the road, it frees up road connected space. And then kind of a partial serpentine pattern to where I have big connections on the ends of those groups, right? Makes sense? Pretty simple. And this is a progressive city, so small amount of hardware, small amount of space, but you guys get the idea. So these are roadless, but the alternative is that I move these into roadless space and then plant some garbage 1x1s that do require a road out of my inventory just to make my efficiency look pretty. Don't do that. Don't do that. So this is Arvahol. This is 132% efficiency, I think. I don't have a lot of column-oriented hardware, obviously, but if I did, there would be a transition in here where that corner capitalizes on a connection like that, and then pack some more column-oriented buildings along that face, and then get the final road terminal connection on some more large buildings. Simple as that, guys. You can literally scrape the whole city and build it with the template that I showed you in about 10 minutes. And from there, if you guys are able to hit 100% efficiency and you want some additional pointers beyond that, I'm happy to help. But I want you guys to do some legwork first and at least get up to that threshold. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.